minigame, do not pick the giraffe. Giraffes are slow as shit. So we are picking something. Oh, freaking! If Barb picks a rhino, we pick a rhino. That is how it goes. I should have picked a hippo. Was a hippo an option? I just saw how savage those damn things are. Hippos are fast as shit. But never mind. Hippos are really slow when they don't have their sprint on. Oh, Barb is gonna screw herself. Barb just screwed herself so hard, and that's kind of hot. But let's go, hippo! Hungry hippo! Let's go! No way, Barb wins this. Go, hippo! No, hippo! How does Barb still win that? Barb was out of stamina 6 years ago, but still won it. When I run out of stamina, my hippo practically fucking die. Why am I calling it a hippo? It's not even a hippo. But when my animal runs out of stamina, it like dies on the course. Literally loses a wheel. When Barb's no. When Barb's is out of stamina though, that bitch still goes, however fast somehow. All right, Barb, your hotness level just went down a step. Because I hate spoiled, rotten brats! And that's what I'm thinking you are after that one. I hope you don't roll a 1, 3, or a 5, Barb. Get this big roll. Yeah, golden roll. Hit me with your golden rolls, Barb. But don't hit a 1, 3, or a 5 here. Don't do it. Be stuck there. Please. Make my day, Party Phil. Give this bitch not 1, 3, or a 5. Oh, no, give her a 3. Just give her the game. Why don't you? Party Phil. Obviously, not only Beef Boss has the hots for frickin' Wii U Barb, but so does Party Phil. Clearly. But Beef Boss shouldn't even technically have the hots for Wii U Barb.
There are so many things to enjoy about the holiday season. Fun decorations, hot chocolate, rampant consumerism, but sometimes the most enjoyable things are the smallest things. And sometimes those small things are dangerously enjoyable. So much fun that somehow you end up spending Christmas in the hospital. So this happened when I was about 7 years old. And the thing you need to know about me is that I love solving puzzles. Not necessarily jigsaw puzzles in particular, but any kind of puzzle, like Rubik's Cube, Sudoku, anything where there's an unknown solution, but everything you need to find it is already in your head. There's something absolutely magical about that to me. So every December, when a small trickle of presents from family and friends would start appearing under our Christmas tree, I saw them as puzzles begging to be solved. It was my annual grand challenge to figure out what could possibly be in those boxes before the 25th. Now, of course I could cheat. I could peel the wrapping paper back just enough to get a peek at the box, and I won't lie, I may have done that a few times, but not only is that a great way to get into trouble, it's also much less satisfying than figuring it out on your own. Shaking the boxes, on the other hand, anything you can observe without tearing the paper is perfectly fair game in my book. Feeling how heavy a box is and how the weight distributes inside is pretty often just enough to solve the puzzle. Maybe you can feel, through the paper, that one side of the box is flimsy plastic. That could be the window that displays a remote control car. Maybe turning it over causes an avalanche of tiny plastic pieces within. That can only be Legos. The problem is that my mom would usually hide anything too obvious until the night before Christmas, which meant that usually the only puzzles left for me to solve were the hardest ones. And I know what you're thinking. Why don't I just snoop? Mom's closet, crawl space, back of the fridge, no dice. Apparently, one year my brother used the old credit card trick to open up my mom's locked closet to find all the gifts she had hidden away. Ever since then, my mom would hide presents at her office. I never had a chance. For my first few Christmases, I never successfully guessed what my presents were. Until one year, when a very peculiar present showed up. And for some reason, my mom decided to just put it under the tree instead of taking it to her office. It didn't come in a box, it was wide and flat, and with what I can only describe as a small cylinder sticking up from the middle, which made the wrapping paper drape down toward the edges, like a really short tent. Fascinating. I puzzled for days, trying my hardest to figure out what could possibly take this strange shape. I puzzled till my puzzler was sore, until finally, for the first time in my 7 years, I I successfully guessed what a present was. The minute it clicked, I just knew I had to be right. There's nothing else it could be. I was straight up shaking in excitement, frothing at the mouth. I solved it! I had a few weeks to wait before I could find out if I was right or not, but my excitement didn't really die down. I don't know if you've ever experienced the rush of solving a puzzle, but let me tell you, it doesn't get much better than that. One morning when I was taking a bath before school, I noticed a little red spot on my leg. It was kind of puffy, I don't know, but it didn't look good. So I asked my mom, and she said I must have gotten bit by a spider in my sleep, which, like, Mom, there are spiders in my bed? The next day, the red puffy spot had gotten bigger, and it was like, oh, that's probably not good. And the next day, there were a bunch more red puffy spots all over, everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's really not good. I can't remember exactly how long it took to realize that this wasn't about to stop on its own, but on Christmas Eve, we went to the hospital. Apparently, I was so excited that I broke out in hives. My fragile little body just couldn't handle it, and if Benadryl wasn't a thing, it would have spread to my trachea and murdered me. All of that for the dumbest present imaginable. I just want to reiterate, I wasn't excited for the present. I was just excited that I figured it out, okay? It was one of those coin collector maps with a little slot for a quarter from each state and a stack of quarters. And the worst part is that when my mom saw it, she goes, I guess you really like coin collecting, huh? Boy, it feels good to get another video done.
Learning is the source of human progress.
It has the power to transform our world.
It has the power to transform our lives.
And that's why Coursera is here.
So that anyone, anywhere, has the power to transform their life through learning.
Life is good and needs to be cherished. You see, I almost died just now. We must be grateful for the time we have, because at any moment we could. Hi there, my name is Bryson. Do you guys want to hear how close I came to dying? How I have sat on the fence betwixt the worlds of life and death, and be it by fate, be it by luck, be it by some otherworldly power that my soul was spared from almost certain death? Would you like me to illuminate the moments where the scythe of the Grim Reaper scathed by me? An inch closer and my very soul would have been expunged? How one moment was the deciding factor in a child's fate. To be or not to be was held in the balance of a single, fleeting moment. And should one misstep be taken, the scale would tip towards not to be. Did I survive because I was lucky? Because a fluke prevented my life from going out in an indifferent universe? Or was it because I was protected by some guardian angel? Luck or fate, it's for you to decide. All I can do is tell you what happened. All I can do is show you how my soul was spared. Okay, this should be fun. Gather around, children, ages 13 and up, and I'll tell you about the times I almost died. All these stories actually took place in North Carolina between the ages of 4 and 9. And after that, I never almost died again. Never almost died again. So I guess I was just wildin' for those 5 years before I chilled out. So there me and my family were, watching a movie together. We had just recently moved in, and I was laying down on the ground in front of the giant cabinet that held our VHS and DVDs. This cabinet was very tall and wide, but kind of skinny. It was also on carpeted floor, meaning it was a little bit shaky. Our solution for this was bolting it into the wall. But we had not bolted it in yet because, I don't know if you know this, but there are actually a lot of other things that have to be done when moving into a house. And bolting the cabinet into the wall is not the top of the list. It's right below feeding the children and giving them a place to sleep. And keep in mind, they were not getting any help from me because I was 4. If anything, I was messing everything up. Anyways, as I was laying down, I was grabbing the bottom of the shelf and opening and closing it with my feet. My mom, who was folding everyone's laundry, said, Bryson, don't do that. The cabinet could fall. It isn't bolted in yet. No, thought little Bryson. I will not stop. Whoa. Hey, Bryson, you good? No, that didn't happen. I mean, the shelf did fall, but there's a twist. As Mom was folding laundry, she had subconsciously placed the baskets around me in such a way that when the cabinet fell, the baskets caught it, saving me. But I totally thought that I had died, because when the cabinet fell, it created a big gust of wind, and the doors opened, and all the DVDs fell onto me, making more wind rush past my face. sensation of my soul flying up to heaven. Bryson, are you okay? Is he dead? Am I dead? Oh, he's not dead. Brody, stop. So this other time, Kyle, who was engaged to my sister at the time, dared me to stand on his hands so he could lift me all the way up because... fun. He was older, therefore all-knowing, so I said okay. So Kyle, who was like 6 feet tall, lifted little 4-foot Bryson up. His arms were fully extended, which added like an extra 2 feet. So my head was 12 feet in the air. And to a 9-year-old, that's basically in space. Anyways, as I'm up there, I lose my balance. I tried to use the wall to stabilize myself, but I failed instantly, and I fell down head first. Kyle watched me falling to my death and activated his marine powers to catch me by the ankle. And I kid you not, there were 6 inches of clearance between the floor and my head. Had Kyle been 1 second later, I would have totally died. Kyle later told me that as I was falling, he thought, I can't enter the family like this. Hey guys, I'm so excited to finally marry Brittany and be part of the family. I love you guys so much. So anyway, I killed Bryson. Nice. Brody, stop. This next story is the real reason I made this video, because it was the most dangerous. You could argue that I would have survived the other 2 stories. That cabinet would only have broken a few bones. Or, you could survive falling 12 feet directly onto your head. Maybe. But this next story is the real deal. I would 100% have died. Cool. Brody! Stop. Mom and Dad weren't home, and it was raining outside. My brother Braden must have been bored, so he told me to come with him across the street because... Okay. Anyway, we crossed the street in the rain when all of a sudden, lightning struck nearby. The sound shattered the air and shook me to the core. I was only like 5, so this really scared me. I started crying and running back to the house. I ran to the middle of the road when suddenly my foot planted to the ground and I froze where I was. Right then, a car sped right in front of me. I was shocked, but I unfroze and ran into the safety of the house. I watched through a window as a very scared Braden walked back to the house. He had watched me almost die after all. Just then, the car that almost hit me pulled in front of him, and the lady driving the car scolded Braden and yelled at him for my mistake, which was super rude because 1, it wasn't Braden's fault, and 2, that lady was the one going way over the speed limit in a neighborhood. Braden came back to the house, and things started to calm down, but I started to think about what had just happened. Then the thought occurred, why had I stopped? I was running to the house, and I hadn't seen the car, and I had no intention of stopping. It felt like I had been stopped, and I stayed there for a solid second, and had I continued running in that second, the car would have totally hit me. So the question remains, was I stopped by some guardian angel, or was it just luck? I don't know. World search. Okay guys, I told you to have your order ready 5 minutes ago, so you better not make us look like idiots again like last time. Hi, welcome to Burger Bean. What can I get for you? Brody, tell him what you want. Brody, tell him what you want. What? You're holding us up, Brody. What do you want to order? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I told you to be ready 5 minutes ago. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, does anybody else know what they want to order? Wait, we're ordering? Yes, we're ordering! Where have you been? Ma'am, if you're not going to order, I have to ask you to move along. You're holding up the line. Yes, sorry, we're just trying to gather our order. 1 second. Dad takes forever to pick what he wants, and the kids are complaining the whole time. But what was different about this family compared to mine was the most annoying part wasn't the kids. It was the mom. Hi, welcome to Jive Five's Burgers and Fries. How can I help you? Hi, do you have cheese fries? Five Guys doesn't serve cheese fries, so I told her. No, ma'am, sorry, we don't have cheese fries. Ugh. Well, you have cheese and you have fries. Just hook me up, please. The decision wasn't up to me, so I turned around and asked my manager, hey, this lady really wants cheese fries. Are we allowed to do that? My manager said, no, sorry, we can't do that. I went back to the register and told the lady, sorry, ma'am, we can't serve you cheese fries. We serve fries in cups, and putting cheese on that would only cover like 5 fries, and it would melt all the way down the cup. She got really mad and was complaining to her husband for like a solid minute until the husband had had enough and just said, I told you they didn't have cheese fries before we came here. Can you please just pick something else? No, I want cheese fries. They argued for a bit more until the dad came up to me and said, never mind, bud. And then he left. I stood here and got yelled at for 15 minutes for nothing? This establishment didn't even make money off of that ridiculous exchange. So later, when no one was around, I took a fry and melted some cheese on the grill and combined them, and then I ate it just to spite that lady. This is too good to serve to customers. Only employees get cheese fries. So lady, if you're watching this, I'm not sorry. Not at all. And that customer was probably the most annoying one I had to deal with. But the employees I had to deal with were worse. Except for my boss Nathan. That's not his real name. He was the only person I told that I make YouTube videos. At least I think so. So shout out to him for being nice. Now on to the coworkers I hated. I always made it a point to be nice to everyone. Whenever a manager asked me to do the dishes, I'd say, I'd love to. But I'd be doing them and then I would think, I wouldn't love to do this. I'm living a lie. So while I'd always try to be nice, it seemed like my coworkers were trying to be jerks. This one manager. We'll just call him Hunter because I hate that name. Hunter would always call me a thought. He was super condescending and he never let me go on break. And of course it worked out that I would work with him almost every shift. Seriously, I worked with him more than I didn't. Something that really surprised me was that whenever I was making milkshakes for people, every time I finished, I would say, would you like whipped cream on this? And I was surprised at how many people said no. Why wouldn't you want whipped cream? I would think. Maybe they can't have it because they are lactose intolerant. Wait, no. Milkshake is 100% milk regardless of if it has whipped cream or not. Maybe they're on a diet? Wait, no. If you're on a diet, then you don't order a milkshake at all. Maybe they don't like the taste? Wait, no. That's impossible because it's delicious. It's a mystery I've yet to solve. So vote up in the poll if you like whipped cream or not, and if you don't like it, tell me down in the comments why you're weird. So yeah, that was work for me. I'm gonna do a part 2 when I feel like it, and yeah. Bye!
With the Mazda CX-30's available iActive